characters. Video games have them. Some of them just make you go, is it bad that I kinda like this person? We all have those characters that we know that they're not real, but the way that they're written and presented just makes us gain somewhat of an attraction to them. And today, we're going over my top 5 video game crushes. Since attractiveness in characters is completely subjective and whatnot, I ask you all to please stay a little open-minded with these picks. Just because I like these characters doesn't mean that you have to, okay? Okay. Oh god, this is gonna be a weird list. Ladies and gents, this is my top 5 video game crushes. Let's start with an easy one to grasp. Inspector Carmelita Fox from Sly Cooper. Carmelita Fox is an Interpol officer who is hell-bent on locking up Sly Cooper behind bars. And no matter how hard she tries, that thievius raccoonist just keeps finding a way past her. When you play the first game, Carmelita may seem like she isn't the romantic type whatsoever. That is until this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That cutscene is amazing, by the way. Carmelita may not look like she has feelings for Sly at all, but as the series continues, along with some close moments with the two, Carmelita begins to open up about her romantic side in Thieves in Time. She reveals that even though Sly has tricked her and manipulated her in more ways than one, she still wants to believe that he could be changed to support her side of the law. Admittedly, I still haven't really played Thieves in Time yet, but honestly, it doesn't matter here. What matters is that Carmelita is tough on the outside, but caring deep down. Oh yeah, and do I even need to mention... I feel really dirty for showing this. Cut to the next clip now, please. Cut to the next clip. Next on the list is Princess Zelda. What? She's not an attractive character, you dingus. You didn't let me finish. Princess Zelda in Skyward Sword. Zelda as a character is something that most of the time I just don't really get, you know? I mean, her personality in most of the games she's in is just the princess who needs to be rescued. Heck, even Princess Peach is more interesting than her. Now, some incarnations of Zelda are better than others, some of my favorites being in Wind Waker. Her Breath of the Wild character was just kinda okay, but in the mangas, she's a much better character. But the one incarnation that's actually canon that I like the most is Skyward Sword Zelda. Say what you will about Skyward Sword as a game, but I think most people agree that Zelda is more like an actual person with an actual personality. She's kind, but can get uptight. She has a soft heart, but can also stick up for her friends as well. And for the first time in the series, she's not a princess. She's just a resident of Skyloft who spent her whole childhood with his best friend, Link. Granted, she does attempt to kill you early on as a joke, but in moments like when she asks you to wake her up from her slumber when you defeat the evil looking within the surface, it's done so well. It really makes you feel for her as a person, which is something I never really felt before until now. And that's more than enough to put her on the list. Skyward Sword may be a mixed game, but Zelda and her relationship with Link is simply adorable. Alright, this one is gonna get me some hate mail, I know it. Especially with its fandom and whatnot, but screw it. I kind of have a thing for Toriel from Undertale. Yes, I know, it's weird, but it's still true. I had not seen much of Undertale prior to playing it, so when I got to this point, right before Flowey attempts to commit murder, Toriel shows up and stops him. I mean, come on, you have to give some sort of respect for a goat woman who just saved your life, so why do I like her exactly? Well, for one thing, I find her character design to be really cute. I mean, look at her sprites. It just makes you want a plushie of her to hug or something. And speaking of hugs, look how she hugs! Like, no joke, this is so adorable, it just makes me wanna... Yes, this is kind of embarrassing for me to say all this, but Toriel is my favorite character in Undertale as a whole. The way she talks to you, the cute situations you see her in, and just the very fact that she's this kind to a human kid she just met shows how big her heart is. But it really gets sad when you consider the fact that this is a goat woman who lives alone in a small house underground with no friends or family to comfort her, and the one time the kid happens to come by, he leaves to escape the underground. That's just sad, man. Just makes me want to give her a hug. Just heartbreaking. Now, I admittedly have never played a Darkstalkers game before, but I will say that it has some weird fighting game characters. We got werewolves, samurai dudes, even a friggin' ancient pharaohs in the mix, and out of all of them, my favorite is not Morgan. Sorry, but Mori is just not my type. But Felicia? Oh, yes. Now I know what you're thinking. This almost exposed creep dressed as a cat is attractive to you? Yes, actually. Not just because she genuinely looks really cute to me, but I also like how she plays in Marvel vs. Capcom, and her personality and backstory is one that I can really admire. Felicia is actually what's known as a Catwoman, obviously, therefore she isn't human. She's been shunned from the world due to her appearance, but she never let it get to her. In fact, she's actually a loved singer in the Darkstalkers lore. Eventually, she even becomes a nun to help other kids in an orphanage with their appearance problems. Now, that is honestly a really sweet backstory, isn't it? Just because she looks the way she does, that doesn't define her personality. Not only is Felicia adorable, but she's also a very kind person at heart, and a very fun character in the games she appears in. But alas, there can be only one. You'll always be my favorite Darkstalker, Felicia. So what could possibly be all of those other potential soulmates put together? Well, the one character that made me have the embarrassing feelings of wishing she was real. And that is Abigail from Stardew Valley. Yeah, I know it's an obvious pick for soulmate in this game, but she really is my favorite character in the game. The funny thing is, it's not like her backstory is very deep at all. She's number one purely because of the way she's written. When you first meet her in the game, she seems nice, but is a bit resistant to speak with you since, well, you two just met, weirdo. However, your first scripted moment with her is playing a game called Journey of the Prairie King on the not Super Nintendo. As your relationship grows with her, you two play music together and use a Ouija board, where you discover that Abigail starts to have feelings for you. The best scenes with her are when you're in the graveyard and she reveals to you that she wants to go explore the mines and even has a sword of her own, and when she attempts to go down into the mines but is scared by a horde of bats. And this is where you have your very first kiss. That is such a wholesome scene. Again, I want to reiterate that it's not her backstory that makes her my favorite character. It's her personality, her hopes and dreams, and how your interactions with her are written that makes her my favorite video game crush of all time. Oh god, this list was weird. So until then, I'm the Super Gamer, and happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Bye-bye!